So hi guys, so this is going to be a triple episode followed by another triple episode. I'm going to try and do it this way because it's then going to set me up really nicely for the future. Obviously I can still see a few issues ahead, but we're going to start this video off with 75, which is the dashboard.
The road from coast to coast, Yorkie and me rolling on. 'Cause a long day's run can be short on fun without Yorkie to help me along.
Okay, so while the credits were rolling, I've just got the parts out. There's hardly anything to do on this one. We have got 75-1, the dashboard, and that's really nice. You can see the DAF logo there. Really nice, really nice. Then we've got the fuse panel, and then we have got 3 DP2 screws, of which one is spare. So what we need to do is take the dashboard, take the fuse panel, and we are going to, we're working from behind. So that's going on there like so. So that's what it's going to look like from the front, and we are going to secure that with 2 screws. So it's not going to hold on its own, as you can tell, and that is totally the wrong head for that. So we'll just switch for this one. Right, there we go, that's a lot better. So what we need to do is hold that, and we just need to get that first screw in, and that will just hold it. You know, it's so hard to see. We've got a black screw screwing in a black piece of plastic on black, so it's very hard to see. So that's held in place, and second screw in, and this one can obviously go all the way in. Oh, that's driving that a long way in. Right, that's not quite fully in yet, but I'll just go back to this one. They may actually have the wrong screwdriver head in again. So let's see if we've got a better one to hand. There we go, what's this one like? I like a nice wide screwdriver head, but the ends have to penetrate into the actual, what do you call it, a little cross bit on a Phillips screw. There we go, that's in. And that is that issue complete. So you see now why I'm doing 3 issues. So on to issue 76. Now 76 is fitting the glove box, which I believe are these parts. What we'll do is we'll cut that across there, pop the parts out, we'll do a quick parts checklist. I'm going to move this to one side. We can always bring it back if we're going to need it. I think we will need it. So we have got dashboard trim 1, 76-1 dashboard trim. Then we've got 76-2, the glove box. 76-3, we'll get these pieces out. Just got to be a bit careful because the dark pieces, you see. Right, this is the glove box catch. 76-4, glove box handle. 76-6 is the glove box hinge bar, and then we're left with 76-5 glove box door, and then we're left with 2 packs of screws, DP05, which are these nice big ones, and DP01. There's 2 of these, 6 of those, so we're going to need 5 and 1. Right, so first stage is we take the door for the glove box and the handle, and we're going to pop the handle Is that the right way round? Yes, it is. Right, so we're going to pop the handle in. This is the front, and there's a little bit of detail in the back, and the catch is going to go in there. And it says notice the position of the bar on the catch. So I wonder if this is going to, I don't think it's going to make a difference. So we need to lock that in. Right, so that's going to be secured with a DP1 screw. I picked these up because I guessed we were going to use the smaller screws. So rather than changing the head on my screwdriver, I'm just going to use a smaller screwdriver. Okay, and this is going to be a little bit tricky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that screw in and just screw it in just enough to bite. And that's not biting. Right. So make sure that is actually in properly. Right, that's biting. So now we need to get a good grip on this handle. And I'm going to just sort of hold it upright. Now this, I suspect if I over tighten it, we won't be able to move the glove box. We won't be able to open the glove box. But if we don't tighten it enough, as you can see there, it's wobbly as you like. So let's see if I can find a nice happy medium. It's very hard to grip the handle and stop it from rotating, but it is doable. So I wonder if maybe if I grip that with some pliers, that will probably do it better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Right, so the tactic I'm going to use is tighten that up fully, and then I'm going to back it off. Maybe just a quarter of a turn. Not enough. I'm going to have to put it into the pliers. So just back that off. Maybe just a quarter of a turn. See if we've got any movement there. Oh, that's perfect. So there we've got a glove box catch. Okay, nice and simple. Right, so next we want to pop some trim on, and I can see the position of the pegs is slightly out, which means it's only going to go one way. Well, if you put it the wrong way, it's not going to line up properly. And it does say this is a push fit connection. There we go, that's lined up without. Look at that, lined up perfectly. Okay, so that's the glove box. So we need to take the dashboard from the previous issue, and what we're going to be doing is placing that. So we've got the catches working, we've got the hinges are going into a little recess there, but there's also some stopper tabs there, and just check that we can open it. Yep, we definitely can. I'm going to put it into the locked position just so it stays in. It isn't a flush fit, I'll be honest with you. It could be a little bit better, but it's fine. So next we want the glove box, and that's going on like this. And I've made a bit of a boo-boo, but I think I'm going to get away with it. I'm going to need 2 screws. Yeah, I'm going to need the DP5 screws. And can you see that I've got that glove box is all resting there, and it's not a really tight fit. There we go. Right, so now I've got that on, I can get my screws ready. I should have got 1 screw before I put it together. And we're just going to fix the screws there and there. And you know me, we'll pop that one in just enough to grab. And then we'll pop the second one in. Now this time I'm only putting the second one in just enough to grab. I just want to check this glove box is working. It's not on really tight, but it should be on enough to test that it works. So far it's still working, so what I'm going to do now is tighten my screws up further. There we go. Hopefully the glove box lid stays where it is, and that is perfect. Look, fully working glove box. That is very difficult to turn. I'm going to back that screw off just a little bit more. See that I'm breaking my nails just to get the glove box open. So let's just back that screw off just a tiny bit more. There we go. So you also don't want it too loose because it's going to come open by itself, which is something that we don't want. There we go, that's the glove box done. Okay, so now we need to fix the dashboard trim, which is this piece, and that's got 3 tabs, 1, 2, 3, to go into 3 holes on the dashboard, and that's going to go in. Look at that. That is so nice. Really nice. Now I have heard someone else suggest that you could always paint that if you want. I'm not sure, but what I might be tempted to do is just put a very lightly coloured wash, a really heavily diluted wash. I'm just popping these screws in. You know me, I'm just doing these just enough to bite. Now, one of the issues we've got here is we know from reading the previous magazines that these trucks were washed, cleaned daily. So we don't want to make this look dirty, but if we put a very heavily diluted wash, can you see there's some detail on there? And that will just pick all of that detail out. See, there's a couple of circles there you can't see. And a wash will just help pick all that detail out. Not necessary, but it's just something that can just take it from... Do you know what? This isn't locking now. Is it because this is the wrong way round? There we go. No, it's come open again. I think maybe I've loosened it too much. Okay, let's just tighten it up again then. This is just something you've got to fiddle with. I want it to stay locked when it's locked, but I want it to open if I want it to. Right, so that's that issue done. So now we're going to move on to issue 77, which again is another one that looks simple. So this is the instrument panel. Excuse me. Right, open this carefully because they've put the cardboard... There we go. Make sure there's no parts got stuck up there. That's fine. But we always do a parts checklist anyway. So there's lots of pieces, but there's not... I don't think there's that much to do. Right, so we've got the instrument panel window. Instrument panel window. It's quite nicely detailed, that. 77.2. I'm looking for black. There we are. A black piece with wings, I'm calling this. This is the switch housing. Then we have 3. Now I might get these pieces round the wrong way. But I think this is the instrument panel lever, right. And 4 is the passenger grab handle. 5 is the instrument panel lever left, which is a little bit bigger than the previous handle. 6 is a clear piece of acrylic, and that's called the glass for the instrument panel. Lovely. It's a bit of a punch hole there, but hopefully they put the punch holes where it won't show in the final model. Then we've got the instrument panel, quite basic, but it is an older vehicle, more advanced than some of your other vehicles. Then we've got 8, which is wiring with connector and switches. So we now definitely know we've got electronics in the cab if we didn't know already. Then we've got 2 packs of screws, DP05 and DP01. That's blown, look. That's obviously had some hot air in it. Okay, so first thing we need to do is take the instrument panel P6 and the inside 7 and the glass. Now there is an orientation. We want this, there's a little cross at the top that wants to go that way. Oh yeah, you can see there's all holes that line up. Right, so the screw holes are aligned. Fit the block on the end of the instrument panel, and that's piece number 5. Now 5 is the larger one of the two, so that wants to go into the corner. Is that facing? Okay, that's interesting. So that's going to go in, and it's going to go all the way in. So half of it's sticking out on the other side. So that's a little moving lever for us. Then we want to take the, check that the short arms on part 77.5 are arranged vertically to fit into the gaps in the glass, which it is. And then fit the instrument panel window 77.1, so it's going to go that way round. And then we've got 3 pegs which are going to fit in with those holes there. This is ever so slightly fiddly, but more than doable. Look at that, that's looking really nice. Really, really nice. And then we want to take the right instrument panel lever, and we want to plug that into the D-shaped hole. So this is shaped. So yeah, it's a circle with a flat bit on the top. So that wants to go into there. And now that's almost holding that all together. Also look, you can see there's a shape on it. If you've got everything in the right order, it's all going to contour together. Okay, so ensure levers are arranged so that they both point slightly upwards, which they have been. When the lever 77.5 is moved from side to side, the block on the other side end also moves, which it does. Then we want to take the dashboard assembly. Now, dashboard assembly I have left in the cupboard, so I shall be back shortly. Okay, so I feel a complete idiot because the dashboard didn't come from it wasn't in the cupboard, it was actually this previous issue here. So what we need to do is pop that into there. Now this is still a little bit fragile. I can see that this lever needs to go through the hole, and everything's come apart. So right, excuse me 1 second, I have a little kitten up here. She is so fascinated by this. Right, so I think that's now gone in. I think that's perfect. And then that needs to be secured with a screw. There it is, there's one tiny screw there. No, it's not. Okay, I'm confused, so let's arrange this the same way. Holding the instrument panel in position, turn the assembly over so that you can fix the instrument panel in place with 2 DP1 screws. One screw has been fitted, circle. Right, so there's one going to go into there, but they've shown on the instructions what it looks like fitted. And the second one is going to go into that one there. So let's do that now. Oh, I thought that bag was going to explode, all that air in it. So I'm going to need a small screwdriver because I have very small screws. So positioning the screw on, holding the panel in. Right. So this one I've gone almost fully all the way because I really want that to grab. Obviously I'm going through 3 layers of plastic, so I need to make sure it fits. And you're actually going 90 degrees to the instrument panel, so you're coming in like this, which is about 45 degrees to the back of this. So it looks like this is one of those parts that you really can't trust it until the screw is in. So there's the instrument panel, there's a moving lever. I'm guessing that's going to activate a switch perhaps. And this one doesn't move. There's the glove box, there's the fuse box, and that's obviously going to go onto the cab floor, I'm guessing. Right, so that's in. So next we want to take the switch housing, which is this piece, and we want to note that one switch has 3 wires and the other has 2. So these are the 2 switches, and yes, this is the one with 3. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to pop the switches in like this. We're going to put this in too high up, and then we're going to pull it down, but I just need to make sure that I got them the right way round. I don't know how to make sure it goes in. 1, 2. Right. I really can't tell. So looking at it from this side perhaps. Right, this looks better. So the 2 is going on this side, and that's, I can see how this is all going to work. This is going to be beautiful. Right, so let's get that switch in, and then we'll get this second switch in. So I don't know the easiest way to explain this. I really don't. But I think picture number 2 is going to be the best one, because it shows these holes and then it shows the wires there, and you can clearly see there's 3 wires this side and 2 this side. So what I think is going to happen, this is going to go on there somehow, and then when you move this lever one way, it's going to activate a switch, and when you do it the other way, it's going to activate the other switch. So what's these, indicators or something? Right, so identify the fixing point for the switch housing on the back of the dashboard. The screw holes at each end of the housing align with the raised screw sockets. The block at the end of the lever fits inside the switch housing. Fix the housing in place with DP5 screws, so we're going to need 2 of those. So let's get 1 screw ready, and I think we might be doing a bit of a fiddle around to figure out how this goes in. So there's only 2 ways it can go in. There's this way, which I think is correct, or there's this way, which looks very wrong. Okay, so try and get this switch in a neutral position, and then that way it'll go through the middle. Okay, and then it is very fiddly to hold it in place, so I'm going to get this first screw in as quickly as I can, just enough to bite, and I'm going to put the second one in just enough to bite as well, and then we will then be able to check things work. Right, so they're both in just enough to bite. So if I press that down and move this, there's a click. There's no click that side. Yes, there is. Yeah. Ah, switch has come out. Right, so this is why I like to check things. So I need to get the back of some pliers, and we just need to push that switch in a bit better. It's just come out of the housing. Lovely, perfect. So either way, there's a click. So now I'm happy with that. That switch probably came out because it wasn't in securely enough anyway. So it is quite difficult to check it when it's not fully screwed in. But if you fully screw it in and it's not right, you've then got to undo the switches. But that is really nice. So there's, I doubt you can hear that, but there's definite switch action going on there. Right, so that's that done. Now make sure you have the numbers on the housing the right way round. 3 on this side, 2 on that side. I don't see how else we could do it. Right, so next thing we've got is to take the passenger grab handle 77.4, and there's 2 holes. Now this is going to go to one of 2 ways, the right way or the wrong way, and I think that was the wrong way. Yes. So what this handle will be for mainly is when the passenger is getting in and out of the cab. He's going to be climbing up the steps, he's going to grab this handle, jump in, and then he'll grab onto the side of the chair, and then that'll get him in. Now this has started to come off, so I'll keep an eye on that. If I need to, I'll glue that in. But that is that issue done. 77, and that is the 3 issues done. Wonderful. Right guys, so I'm really happy with that. I don't know how long it took me because I've done it in 2 bits, which I've got to edit later, but no, that's absolutely fine. So that's 77 done. So we'll do 78, 79 and 80 in the next video, and I think that will set us up very, very nicely for what I know is coming. So take care guys, bye bye.